Is nuclear war looming? Friends, it is time to pray and to look up. Joel 3:14, multitudes, and multitudes of people and people's lives shall be in the balances, as the ruling heads in the nations them that are running the world are preparing to go to war with Russia, and because of the war for land war, in Ukraine with Russia, and for the peace and security and the sovereignty of states' rights. Which could be characterized, in the Bible as the war in the valley of JAPHETH or the valley of JAPHETH, a decision that would bring the people of this world nearer to the brink of extinction, and to a day which Elu'hymn, the sovereign one, of all the heaven and the earth, has predicted, so many years ago, about the war of JAPHETH. And a day and an appointed time which he would certainly come down from heaven to intervene, and at a time, and in a day which would bring in the judgment day of Elu'hymn, and which could spell out the end of the world as we know it, and in that day, there would be the judgment of Elu'hymn upon all the people that are in the world, as the people in the nation them are now fighting against one another, and as the people them in the world would leave off from fighting each other, and then they would begin to fight against and they would be refocusing their attention and their energy and their effort to fight against Elu'hymn, whom is Elu, the Son, and whom is the Almighty and the Almighty One, whose glory resembles the sun, and whose coming would be opposed by all the nation them in the world. And then all the nation them in the world would begin to fight against and in a day and in a time when the nation them in the world, they all would be defeated as they would begin to fight against and to oppose the coming of Elu'hymn, whom is known as the Almighty and the Sovereign King, and the Odd, and whom would be coming to establish His holy kingdom in the earth. And then all those who have started this provocation against they would see His judgment upon the earth, because this would bring down His wrath and His judgment upon them, as He would come and He would take all the kingdoms of this world at His coming. And as He would commence to reign in all the nation them that are in the world, as soon as He come down from His holy habitation and His throne from out of His heavens, to quell the conflicts them that are in His world. Friends, I now believe that we all are approaching that time, the time of the end, a time when He would return to rule His world in righteousness. So, my friends, this is the time for us to look up and to pray, that we may be counted worthy to enter His coming glorious kingdom. Because the world is rapidly derailing. And soon it would be too late, as the world would become engulfed in a full-blown nuclear war. My friends, this could be the time and the season for peace and negotiations and for ceasefire, before we all blow this whole wide world up into bits and pieces. Because it doesn't seems like a sensible outcome might be possible, as the nations them in the world aren't so forgiving, and as they are full of hatred against their own brothers, and as no one is ready to pursue peace or a ceasefire in this war, a war which could bring total destruction to His world and the total desolation to certain region in the world, and this would bring death to a majority of the population, and to the animals and the sea life, and which could be spread to possibly many other nations in the world, or a war that could bring more crisis and more diseases, and death to the population in this world, and to all the people in the world, and this might even bring us to a point of no return, and to the end of life as we all know it, and this might even cause the extinction of millions of wildlife, and the death toll of untold millions of innocent persons in the nation them, and also to quell the fighting in the other nation them that are in the world, and of all those that would be facing the threat of a nuclear winter and starvation and diseases and death and destruction. As this world would be plunged into total chaos, because as the world stands now, it is gradually being harvested by God, whom is the administrator of death, and because the population of the world is being drastically decreased day by day and year by year. And as for the fulfillment of this Bible prophecy, which was prophesied by the prophet Joel, this prophecy is now set to come true, which is about the decision of the evil heads in this world, that have decided to go to war, because they have being deceived by God, and is being misguided by Shaitan, and to bring about the total desolation of the world, and to bring death and destruction to many, and also the deaths of the animals and the marine life, as many of the sea creatures, and many of the people them, that are in the world would be destroyed in a nuclear war and a nuclear winter. And when the nations them in the world would begin to fight, against, and when they would begin to fighting in a war with NATO, and against Russia and against the sons of Japheth, whom are also known to be called Japheth or Elu'hymn, and also in a war with the Medes, in the valley of Elu'hymn, and because of a war for land conflict with Russia and Ukraine, and because of any opposition to the quest of NATO, and its alliance, which are against Russia. And those who are pinning the East against the West, and the East against the other countries that are in the world. Friends, it is certainly not a good feeling to be at war, because wartime is about death and destruction, but it is a time for us to begin to look up, because our redemption is nearer than when we first believe. And because I believe would be coming very soon, because he would not allow us to destroy his world. So, I believe he would be coming to save us. And if and when there would be a nuclear war, then, I believe, he would be coming down from his heaven to save us, and also to save his world. Friends, for more information would you please follow the link below to my message, which is called, The War with Russia, and the War with the Sons of Japheth and the Medes, in the Valley of Elu'hymn. Thank you. The end, to be continued.